Alright, so just now, clearly I was technologically challenged and I didn't get to record our Zoom session. I mean, I couldn't quite figure out how to record the session and at the same time broadcasting my screen from my iPad, but it's alright because I've promised you that you'll be able to watch it again. So now here I am, screen recording the session like short sendiri, talking to myself. So this is our timetable for the rest of the restricted movement order. I hope it won't be that long, but if it's long, then at least we have something to look forward to. So basically our Zoom session will be on every Monday. If you can join the session, it'll be great. If you cannot, you can watch the recording again, and the green highlighter will be the days that you'll be able to complete your assignment, and every Friday, the red highlighter is indicated that you have to submit your assignment of the week. So this week we are going to talk about Sing to the Dawn, how to answer the novel question, and next week we are talking about Lulu. And then the next 2 weeks we're going to talk about continuous writing. It'll be a very lengthy session, so that's why I have divided it into 2 sessions. And during the last week of April, I'm planning to revisit Sing to the Dawn, just so that I can make sure that you really understand what you are actually doing. Alright, so now let's get started. So your essay, of course, it needs to be relevant, and I've mentioned just now, well developed and detailed. This is especially for the textual evidence part. Alright, so let's move on. So now you know that I love burgers. Yes, I love them very much, and we have discussed just now that the middle part should be the juiciest part of all. It's like the main indicator whether the burger is a good burger or not. It doesn't mean that the buns are not important. They surely do. So we still need them. So yeah, don't forget your intro and your conclusion. We still need that. It's just that the middle part need to be very juicy, textual evidence. Alright, so let's move on. So just now I'm talking about the abbreviation that you can remember. It's STORE, S for statement, T for textual evidence, which is the middle part, and then O is for opinion. It could be your opinion, or it could be like from others' perspectives. So this one, it really depends on what the question wants. And the last part is reason and emphasis. This is just like concluding your paragraph, not concluding your essay, right? Don't be confused. It's concluding your paragraph, just to show the marker that you are on the right track, that you are actually answering what the question wants. So as I've said, the middle part, the textual evidence part, is the part that needs to be well developed and detailed. Okay, so let's move on and look at the question. I'll just erase the page and try to explain the whole thing. Alright, so whenever you get a question, you have to understand what the question wants. So for this question, describe on the important decision. So now you know that you have to describe the important decision. When you say it's the important decision, it means they only want you to talk about one important decision, and made by the main character. So now we know that they want you to talk about one character and how it affects the main character in the story. See how it affects the main character in the story. This is how the decision affects the main character. So look at this part. Give your opinion on how making the right decision helps you. Alright, so why this is very important to you to look at, because sometimes the questions might ask you give of your opinion on how making the right decision helps teenagers to achieve your goal in life. So if that's the case, your opinion should reflect how it affects other teenagers. But for this question, you have to give opinion on how the decision helps you to achieve your goal in life. So these are the 4 things that you have to address in your essay. What is the important decision? Who is the main character? And how the decision affects the main character? And you have to state your opinion on how making the right decision helps you to achieve your goal in life. So basically, this question has 4 things that you need to address. Alright, so let's so this is a sample that I mentioned, sample essay that is written by one of our students last year, Inshira, if you know her, the one that got straight A's, and her English is actually A+. So most of the samples that I'm going to show you in the future is also written by her. Banyak pahala dia. And alright, and we will move on. Let's move on to the introduction. Introduction, I don't need a lengthy introduction. The marker, I mean, like, if you babble about the summary of the, for example, if you like write a very long introduction and you were writing about, oh, the story is about blah blah blah, you will not get any marks from that. I mean, it is not compulsory at all for you to do that. You'll just waste your time. So for me, a very simple and clear instruction is the way to go. So if you see over here, she straight away answered what the question wants. The novel that I have read is Sing to the Dawn by Ming Fong Ho. The main character in this novel is Dawan. Yes, this one is thick. She mentioned who is the main character, and straight away she mentions the important decision made by Dawan that has affected her life is when she decided to further her study at the city school after winning the government scholarship. See, this is the decision. So one thing addressed, the second thing addressed, settle in your introduction. So this is when you move on to your second paragraph. So I've divided the screen, I mean, like, the notes to be based on the abbreviation that I mentioned just now, STORE. So this one is the statement. So basically, the next 1, 2, 3, 4, the next 4 slides are for one paragraph. I just divided them into different parts based on the abbreviation that I mentioned just now. Alright, so she straight away go to the statement. Firstly, the decision has affected Dawan to be a more determined person. You see, this is the third thing that the question wants, and she straight away addressed it in the statement. How the decision affects Dawan. So the decision has affected Dawan to be a more determined person. Tick. Enough. That kind of statement should be enough. Just straight away answer the question. Alright, okay, so the next one is the textual evidence. Yes, this is the tricky part. Most of you don't really care. I mean, like, oh, I answered the question, I just mentioned a bit about the story, then it will be enough. No, this is the most important part. This is the most crucial part. This is where the marker will decide whether how many marks to be given to you for your content. So as you know, for content, full marks for content is 10 marks, C10. Alright, if you have answered all 4 things that the question wants, you will definitely be in this band 5 to 6. But after this, if you want to get 7, 8, 9, 10, your textual evidence needs to be very juicy, very well developed and detailed. Okay, so maybe you can read this part on your own, then you will understand why I said that this is very well developed and detailed. It's somehow, I mean, like, if you read this part, you don't, I mean, like, it seems like you really understand what the chapter is all about. Okay, you can go through the, I mean, I'll just delete this part, and I have also given this paragraph in the assignment, so you can read it through on your own. Okay, so the opinion part. Oh, in my opinion, making the right decision will help me. See, because the question asks you how it helps you, so you can use me in this essay, because the question wants to know how it helps you, so will help me to achieve my goal, to get a flying color in my examination. So yep, so this part has addressed the 4th question. All right, so let's go through one more time. The question wants 4 things: the important decision, the main character, how it affects the main character, and your opinion on how making the right decision helps you to achieve your goal in life. So she has mentioned 1 character, she has mentioned 1 decision. Here she has mentioned the first, this is, we consider the first effect, okay, the first effect. And here is the juicy textual evidence, and here is the 4th one, the opinion part. And the last part, before you end your paragraph, it will seem like a very petty thing to write, but this is actually very important as well for you to emphasize again on what the question wants. So this is basically like wrapping up whatever that you have mentioned in that paragraph. Thus, this is why making the decision to study at the city is important for Dawam, because it has made her a more determined person. So basically, it's just like I said just now, it's wrapping up the whole paragraph, not the whole essay, alright, the whole paragraph. So basically, conclusion for every paragraph at the last line. So I think that's it. I hope you will do your work. I mean, some of you haven't even submitted the first assignment, but I guess it's fine. I just hope that you will still learn something throughout the PKP, and if you have any questions, make sure if you don't feel comfortable texting me, you can just send me a private message on Google Classroom, or you can even comment on the post to ask the questions. I mean, it's better for you to post the questions at the post so that other people can look at the question as well, and we can discuss about the questions together. So yes, and I hope whoever that didn't attend today's Zoom session, you will understand whatever that I'm trying to talk about here. And yeah, start doing an assignment.